Hello everybody, Eric again. Like and subscribe. Here we go. Let's read about Christmas tree files. From the 1930s until the 1980s, the BBC kept a number of clandestine files on applicants accused by MI5 of political subversion, in particular those deemed to be communists or fellow travelers of communism, and also members of far-right organizations. They were marked with a distinctive upward-facing green arrow, which bore resemblance to a Christmas tree, and had the effect of blacklisting a number of applicants for roles in the BBC. Knowledge of the files was made public in 1985 after being reported on by The Observer. By that time, the practice had ceased, but a number of files remain that were destroyed in the 1990s following the end of the Cold War. Process. From the late 1930s until 1984, MI5 stationed an intelligence officer at the BBC to vet editorial applicants. During World War II, these deemed to be political subversives, in particular suspected communists or fellow travelers of communism, were banned from working at the BBC. The personal records of anyone suspicious were stamped with the legends, "Secret," a distinctly shaped green upward-facing arrow resembling a Christmas tree. Only a handful of BBC staff knew what the tag meant. The practice was secret and was officially denied until it became public knowledge when The Observer wrote about the practice in 1985, following leaked information from Mike Fentiman. The officer in charge of vetting at that time was Wani Stoneham. The Christmas tree scheme was dropped in 1984. Mike Fentiman claimed that the Christmas tree symbol was used because the Christmas carol, O Tannenbaum, had the same tune as the socialist song, The Red Flag. However, in 2020, on the BBC program, QL, it was claimed that the Christmas tree symbol was merely an arrow, indicating that the file should be referred upwards. Michael Holder, who worked for the vetting unit in the 1980s, told The Times that all files were destroyed in the early 1990s as the Cold War ended. Categories. Category A. MI5 advises that the candidate should not be employed in a post offering direct opportunity to influence broadcast material for a subversive purpose. Category B. MI5 advised against employment unless it is decided that other considerations are overriding. Category C. The individual should not be debarred unless the post gave an exceptional opportunity for subversive activity. The BBC's policy was to not employ someone in Category A, although this did happen sometimes. Organizations on the blacklist: the Communist Party of Great Britain, the Socialist Workers' Party, the Workers' Revolutionary Party, the Militant Tendency, the National Front, the British National Party. Membership of these groups were not necessary for blacklisting. Guilt by association was assumed. People who underwent vetting. In 1940, Hugh Green, who later became Director General of the BBC, was one of the first to undergo its security vetting, and as MI5 mistakenly suspected Green was a communist. Other people who underwent vetting and gained the Christmas tree tag on their file included Ann Ford, Paul Gambasini, Rene Goddard, John Goldschmidt, Richard Gott, Isabel Hilton, Elvick Jacob, Roland Jaffe, Joan Littlewood, Aaron McCall, Stephen Peet, Michael Rosen, Paul Turner. See also BBC controversies. Controversies surrounding the BBC. Orwell's list. Potential Stalin sympathizers secretly identified by George Orwell. Executive Order 9835. 1947 Loyalty Order by President Truman. Bye for now.